Hello, this is James Pratt with Ride Oklahoma. I'm here today with Daniel Sawin, and we're going to talk about the GOAT 2023 ride. So, Daniel, how's it going?
24.
Oh, 24, you're right.
It's good.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're skipping right along.
Yeah, that's right. I went to the 23 ride. So as I tell everybody, we're not professionals. This is just for fun. And so get your kid stuff behind us. There we go. So yeah, we're kind of excited about this year's ride. I know you've done a lot of work putting this thing together every year, and yeah, yeah, I know that look.
Yeah, it gets more and more every time.
Yeah,
but I'm still having fun with it. So.
Yeah, well, good. I'm glad you're having fun. So tell me a little bit, kind of what you got. We're gonna get a little background of people. What got you started with the goat ride? Tell me a little history. What motivated you?
Just a hobby. I mean, the Tat was one of my inspirations for getting an adventure bike in general. And that route, I went out and seen kind of where it, when I rode parts of it after I got my bike. And I started exploring my area, trying to find routes, and there just wasn't anything in the area at all. Nothing was in green country. So I just took it upon myself to create a route because I've been a UPS driver. I knew a lot of the roads in the area, a lot of where all the real fun stuff was. So I just spent a lot of time mapping it out, and I've always been kind of a map nerd. So it was just really just a hobby I followed and just kept developing it, and it just keeps growing into what it has. Yeah, it was just going to be a spur off the Tat is all it was, just kind of like a little part that reconnected up in another spot, but it's turned into a full loop.
You're kind of like Matt Flaming. He's kind of a map nerd in a good way.
Yeah. Whenever I was just a little kid, I used to sit around and just look at the atlas for fun. So I was one of those kids.
So tell me what the agenda is for this 2024 ride. You've expanded it to, what is it, 5 days and 4 nights, is it? Or
6 days.
6 days and 5 nights, yeah. So that's quite a bit bigger event than it has been. So tell me about the agenda and kind of why you expanded it.
Well, I've put a lot more routes out. I haven't released them yet, but there's going to be over 1,000 miles of new routes and places for people to explore. So hopefully people that get to show up the whole time, they'll have plenty to do to keep them entertained during the whole week.
Okay, so yeah, that's a lot of riding. And so they don't have to do it all in one day. They break it up into multiple days, multiple routes.
Yeah, it's going to be self-guided routes. Everybody can choose between their own group, like where they want to go. They can just kind of group up and go on whatever routes they have time for. Kind of what it's going to break down to. And some people are going to, if they've done the previous rally routes that are out there, maybe they want to go try some of the other routes instead.
So you had a several days agenda. That's pretty cool, and a lot of routes. You said 1,000 miles for people to ride. So tell us about what they can see on the route. Kind of people haven't been there before. I mean, I've ridden it a lot, but people haven't been there. What can they expect?
Well, if you haven't ever been to green country, you'll quickly understand why they call it green country because of all the foliage. A lot of the roads would just be tree canopies and just lots and lots of foliage the whole time. There would be several places you'll get up on a hilltop where you can just see and you'll realize how many trees we had out there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes usually have a lot of rain too, and sometimes it's a lot of rain, but it can take a lot of rain. So, I mean, that one year we went, it was just flooded. We still got a great ride. It was fun.
Yeah, honestly, some of those rides have been probably my favorite of all. Yeah, depending on how the weather hits, we can either have flood conditions or it could be dry and dusty.
Yeah, and so exactly. I do want to warn people: don't be riding your bike across a big old gully that it's water rushing across. Because we had to fish one guy's bike.
Yeah, that can be extremely dangerous.
Yeah, so
some of that once that water gets to rolling too high, there's a point where you can kind of tell where you really shouldn't be riding into that water. It's just going to be so swift that you can wash your whole bike away before you had a chance to react.
And there's a lot of good riding that you don't have to cross all these giant rivers. So, I just want to tell people this, if it looks too dangerous, just go around. There's plenty of other ride to do. Don't take a risk on it.
I don't expect it to have any of that either.
Yeah, exactly. It does take a lot of rain to get bad. We had that one year it was pretty good. And it really wasn't, like I say, it wasn't bad. I mean, we had a great ride, but it was a lot of water. So if it rains, just come on anyway, because it's great riding.
Oh yeah, we're still riding.
Yeah.
Really one of the best times that we rode, we got caught in some rain, and we were riding up what's known as Old Stagecoach Road, and some of the trails just coming down through there were just like little bitty creeks that were flowing down through the ruts and stuff, and that was really a lot of fun riding through.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so also tell people that are new, what type of bikes can typically, it's pretty well, my experience has been pretty well any type of bike can cover it.
Any bike, really. Yeah, there'll be some places where you're going to want a little bit more ground clearance, but essentially that's about it. Any bike can do it. I've done it myself on my Grom, my little 125 Grom, and that's really an extreme amount of fun having a small bike. But then typically I ride my 700 GS in it, and it's just a lot of fun having the extra power. But I've seen every bike out there that you can imagine. Even Dennis Hotson on his FTR, his Indian FTR 1200, and he gets out there and rides like he's on a dirt bike on that thing.
Yeah, so they, I think you do, if you're on a really big bike that's loaded down, there might be a couple sections I would recommend they bypass. Not many though, really. Most of it's pretty good, but like Stagecoach roads can get a little gnarly.
Well, now, so in the fall when we rode through there on the Moto Camp tour, it had just recently been bulldozed through there. Somebody took a bulldozer and removed all the real large stones, and that's actually, it's not even hard to ride through there whatsoever anymore.
Okay, so that's really the only place that's really gnarly.
Yeah, that was where everybody really got scared about, was all the big large rocks. But all that's gone, and then so there's that real fun section up, what I kind of refer to as Upper Old Stagecoach Road, where it goes up along the fence line and stuff, and it gets into kind of the narrow between. It's got a lot more trees and brush that you're driving through, and that area is still the same. They haven't done anything with that yet.
That's good riding there. That's pretty fun. That's like an easy trail ride there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So one of my routes that I made for the rally, actually, it comes in from the I guess the north west, and it drops in just north of Old Stagecoach Road, and then goes up that fun section right there. The route itself is actually a little bit shorter, but you're getting a lot more different roads, new roads, curvier sections. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, so I would tell anybody, if you got a bike, just come and ride it. I mean, maybe a Gold Wing, you'd want to skip a couple things, but for the most part.
Yeah, Gold Wing's going to have a little more trouble, but if you're good enough, you're going to make it anyways.
That's right.
I recommend having 50/50 tires. It's kind of really the big thing, just so you can get enough traction. But there's guys that ride it on more street tires that have a lot more confidence for riding on looser gravel situations.
And then the skill level, I'd recommend they have a little bit of dirt. Now, I think that's one thing they can do is Builder Goo and his Dart. They're offering some training if they need to skill up a little bit for some of these rides. It'd be a good place to do it.
Definitely. Yeah, it's an extremely good opportunity. We've hooked up together with the BMW MA and the foundation that they have a grant they send out every year to people for rider training, and they're actually offering 50% off for the first 45 riders that sign up for training. It can be level 1 through 3, whichever one they're wanting to partake in. Once you register with the rally, underneath that is going to be a section where you can sign up for the training as well, and you can choose your days that you want to be in.
So they're going to do all three levels of training there?
Yes. Yeah, they'll be level 1 through 3 during the whole week.
Excellent. Okay, so that would be well worth it for anybody that's wanting to get a little deeper into adventure riding, because that's some of the best training around.
Saturday morning is going to be the level 3 training. So that's really, getting in on that is worth so much right there. If you can get in on that at a reduced rate too.
So tell me what the agenda is because it's longer than normal. So can you go through the agenda and kind of a high level view of what we're going to be doing each day, what people can do each day?
Well, so starting out the week, it's going to be real relaxed, Tuesday through Thursday. It's just going to be self-guided routes. Each morning we're going to have Brock Gill and Chad Warner on site. And so every morning before we take off around 7:30, we're going to have this like breakfast with one of the guests, and this is going to be a laid back, have coffee around and breakfast and stuff, because it's going to be up there by the food trucks. And we're just going to be chatting, talking about what we're going to do for the day, and just kind of go from there. It's going to be kind of like right before we have our morning meeting and before we break up into either the routes or if you go take one of the training classes. So that'll be that. Friday afternoon, starting around noon, is the Cherokee Nation History Tour. And that's going to be a pretty extensive guided tour where we're going to go into Tahlequah and we're going to stop at several different historical sites and actually be meeting up with some guides that are going to give real information. And it's really going to be an exceptional tour. I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about the Cherokee Nation. I'm a Cherokee Nation member, so that's really cool to share some of that history up there because there's a lot of history there, and the Cherokee Nation is participating with us.
Yeah, we'll be visiting the National History Museum and the prison. We're going to go to the Cherokee Nation prison, and we're going to be stopping at NSU and be meeting with some of the ambassadors there, the native ambassadors, and they're going to tell us history about how the college was formed.
For NSU, that's Northeastern State University?
Correct, yes. Yeah, that's a very old college there that was, I can't give you the dates, but I guess you'll just have to come out to learn more about it there. Yeah, it's going to be a really, really fun tour. So then, and then Saturday, we will have, Saturday evening, we will have the moto games. We're going to, kind of similar to if you were at the last year's spring rally, we had some games. We're going to have some more games this year. This year, it's going to be even more fun because we're going to have the element of being on the riverbank. So we're going to have loose gravel that's really going to make it a lot more interesting and make the games more fun.
That'll be fun.
It's going to be neat. And then after Saturday night, we're going to have a live band also for entertainment.
That's cool. Now, how about the bonfire? You had a bonfire last year. It was pretty fun.
We won't have a bonfire like that. Last year in that field, they were just burning off a bunch of brush that was left over in the field. But we will have fires. We're going to have a bonfire up by the stage area. I haven't mapped it all out at the campground yet. But yeah, we'll have a bonfire, and everybody is going to be allowed to have campgrounds or a fire at their campsite. Yeah, I would also like to take a chance to talk about how amazing this campground is, the Lazy River Campground. Everybody is going to have a spot along the river. The way this campground's set up, where nobody's going to have to fight for spots along the river. Everybody's going to be able to wake up and have the fog on the river, and if you've never woke up for that tour, it's really something special.
Yeah, it is cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
It is neat.
Okay, so that pretty well does it for Jen. It sounds fun. And Sunday's the last day. People can ride or go home, whichever they wish, right?
Yeah, Sunday morning we'll also have free donuts from Daylight Donuts.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's right. Cool. All right, that sounds good. And then so just a couple other details. You'll have some food trucks and toilets there. Will there be any showers or anything, or just toilets?
Yeah, there is a shower house on site and a toilet and shower house on site. Yeah. I'll probably get some more porta potties lined up a little bit further down, closer to the campsites. But yeah, everybody should have all the facilities they need. I will be supplying firewood also. Firewood will be free.
Cool. Awesome. Now, I also understand there's motorcycle rentals for people that want to rent some bikes.
Yeah, you could fly in and just rent a bike and go if that's what you wanted to do. Then it's going to be by Colorado Motorcycle Adventures, and you can get on their website and select a motorcycle. If you are a Oklahoma Adventure Rider member, you get 10% off for your weekly rental.
Okay.
Also.
Cool. All right. So that sounds like a really fun 6 days, 5 nights. That's going to be a blast. And I RVs are welcome, correct? They can park an RV there.
Yeah. Parking your RV or trailer is all included.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Well, great. Well,
there won't be any hookups, but there's plenty of space for parking and docking.
So you can bring a generator or something for.
Yeah, and generators are fine. Of course, we just ask you to be respectful once it gets too late, because yeah,
don't keep people awake all night.
It shouldn't be too hot. People aren't going to need air conditioners at night. It's going to be nice and it's.
So Daniel, that sounds like a pretty good time, a pretty good weekend of fun, or a week, I guess, 6 days of fun. And what's the dates on this again?
It is April 23rd to the 28th.
24.
So it'll be like a 2. Yeah, and 24. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it'll be a Tuesday through Sunday event.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so everybody can show up Tuesday morning and go. Everybody's gonna just kind of do their own self-guided routes from there.
Yeah, great. Well, I look forward to seeing you there, and we'll hopefully see some other people there. And thanks for putting all this together.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I hope to see you there, James.
All right, we'll see you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
So that's it for this episode of Ride Oklahoma podcast. Hope to see everybody at the GOAT Rally for 2024.